Is. What time it is? All right, at this time, let's call this regular meeting, the Hill County Commissioners Court to order this 22nd day of June 2021. Let the record reflect it is 8:30 a.m. We are in the Hill County Courtroom in the Hill County Courthouse, and a quorum of commissioners is present and established. Commissioner Crumpton could not be with us this morning. He was out maintaining county business on county roads. This meeting has further been posted in accordance with Texas Government Code 551, better known as Texas Open Meetings Act. So at this time, before any great and noble undertaking, may we first invoke the blessing of the Almighty. Mr. Goins, could you lead us in a short word, please?
Father, we come to you today. Just thank you for the day. Thank you for the radiance of our way. We just ask now that you, Commissioner, here, give knowledge, courage to do what has to be done to the business of this county. We ask that you do with each and every one of us and depart here with a safe passage. We ask all of this in your precious Son, Jesus Christ.
Amen. Thank you so much. If you follow the pledge of America, you take the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. All right, thank you all for being with us this morning. Grab a seat. Commissioner Montgomery, what's going on in Precinct 1, Hill County?
Oh, I'm all spread out over here at this company.
I saw that. You got like extra room for this. Two meetings in a row. He's had that whole side.
I know, right?
Yeah, really.
Oh.
That's right. That's last time May Crumpton said here. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm glad that we got the little bit of rain that we got, but I don't need it right now. We're trying to get back on the FEMA projects, and we're fixing to do a couple of asphalt roads. I'm catching all kinds of trouble over.
When you say couple do asphalt, like chip seal them or lay down?
No, they're already chip sealed, but they're chip sealed years and years ago.
Okay,
They're coming apart. And last year I wanted to do something about it, but I couldn't. And so I don't have any choice this year. I got asphalt.
Okay.
We're just hot mix is gonna be the cheapest way to go.
Oh, wow.
And I can do it pretty cheap.
Okay.
So we're doing that. We've got to get that started. We've got to get our rollers up and going. And man, just working. I'm grateful that the rain stopped. I'm tired of getting fussed out about the roads that we have rebuilt are absolutely wonderful. No problems with those at all.
Good deal.
But the ones we haven't got to, because it's raining, they're bad. So, but we're trying to get those smoothed up and get this pavement started, and hopefully everything will be good.
Thank you for the update, sir. Commissioner Hawkins, what's going on in Hill County Precinct 3 this morning?
It take long to go from too wet to too dry. So last 2 weeks we've been dealing with dust complaints and took out the magnesium chloride to put out, trying to settle dust down.
Are you finding success with it still?
Listen, I don't know if it'd be feasible to do a large amount of roads, but in front of these houses where we really have some dust problem, been pretty lucky with it so far.
Good deal.
All the dust in. Other than that, just hauling rock, cutting brush. Same old thing goes on all the time.
There you go. Commissioner Lakehouse, Lincoln Hill County Precinct 4 this morning.
Well, we've been trying to do a little spraying, but a little bit damp this morning to spray much. So we're doing a little boom spreading around the whatever support services doing today. Try to get
Thank you.
lined up and hauling a little gravel, trying to fill in a few rough portions. Water seems to run over the road running downhill. It doesn't seem to run uphill very well.
No.
And that's hard to get over at times.
I understand. Tom, what's going on with you today? I know you're out all night, so.
We've been working on a lot of small projects that we've been having. We got the plans in, the state had a new system. We had to get that done. We're trying to get the SO dispatch, all the parts and pieces lined out so we can make a plan to get that going. We've got radios that are back ordered. We're trying to get those in here so we can replace some radios. We did hear from the tower people. I don't know if the weather's going to affect it much, but they said sometime in the next 7 to 10 days they would be here to install the equivalent.
Okay, good deal. And just refresh everybody's memory, when we install that down there, it's going to increase the radio services for that southwest quadrant of the county, hopefully.
Yes, it will definitely do that. The only issue we've got is because our Channel 1 license for the fire is locked down. We can't make any modification. Any changes we make to the fire system will have to be changed.
Okay.
Or we have to totally relicense channel one, which we will have to do eventually.
No, not this week. Not this week. Chief, what's going on in the sheriff's office?
Well, today we're doing more training on the AEDs, and CPR training. We'd like to again thank ESD2 for getting us those 28 AEDs that we do on all cars. So we already got some of them in our cars.
Wonderful.
Had problems falling down last night.
You guys had a hard night last night, I understand. Rash of
A lot of
bad actors.
A lot of burglaries, vehicles in the park, Whitney area. If people just lock their doors and the guns inside, that would be good. We had three suspects actually. One will go back to the juvenile.
Okay,
We'll be able to identify them. We'll be working on getting them out of
good deal. Thank you. Appreciate that. That's good to hear. What's going on in IT?
Working on a lot of administrative tasks this week. I've got to work with the auditor's office and verify some values and see the days that were lost in the February flood. Got a camera vendor coming out tomorrow. Here's the courthouse. See the cameras that never came back online. Get those
Thank
on.
you. Thank you.
Still trying to work with Nextlink to get a internet connection over to the sheriff's office. So they can, have some redundancy over there. So
Get your plate full.
yes, sir.
All right, good deal. Judge Thomas, going on Whitney,
So,
precinct 1.
came into a rather large caseload, when I took over, so we have quite a few dockets set. And we're gonna move through that, get everything all caught up, so I'm excited to. The website was promising is up and running, I've already had a bunch of traffic with it. It's really helped to put traffic in my office, made all the forms and petitions and everything everybody else needs, very accessible, so.
Okay.
Kind of freed up my clerk to help me move through all these documents.
All right, good deal. Glad to hear it. Thanks for the update. Anybody else got anything they want to update us with? Elected official, appointed official? Anybody just want to say something? Hi, anything? No? Okay. All right. Well, if not, Ken, everything good? You're not going to ask for a burn ban right now, I presume?
Oh,
Thank you. Appreciate that. Just want to clarify.
next week's.
Next week's a different story. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, it is exactly right. So just an update on my end of things. Number one, let me get in the soapbox. It's budget time. We're sending out our budget worksheets. You've got until in the second week of July to get them back to me. Just get them back when you can. The sooner the better. I already have Mr. Montgomery wins the award this year, the first one to turn his budget in.
So you don't have nothing to work with, ain't no sense.
He zeroed it out.
I just came in early.
So as you go through this process, again, we're always open. You've got questions, you've got ideas, you've got changes. We know the legislature just met. I know a lot of us are still thought we had a handle on what they did or finding out things they did not do to us. Just come talk to us. Let us know. If you've got something that's an unfunded mandate and you got something you didn't anticipate, great. Come talk to us about it. RFP for insurance is out right now. We've got a couple of, we have 2 people other than our current provider that have responded to it. We got some preliminary numbers from our current provider and they are atrociously bad, really bad. So I'm going to go back to them and see what else they can find. Again, the reason we asked you to go out for RFPs, we knew that we had some claims against it, but I didn't think it would be anywhere near this bad. 2 years in with the current company, they kept things fairly well where we're at. We're going to look at our options as they come in. I'll keep you guys informed. Next thing is construction. There'll be a little bit out on the agenda today, but let's talk about the courthouse renovation. Our holdup right now seems like a story I hear across all sectors of our economy. We're waiting for materials. We've been waiting 6 weeks now for the insulation that goes on the chill water pipes, and we have to re-insulate those pipes before we can finish the sheetrock in the basement. The good news is we got the paint for the ceiling. The paint crew came out of Houston, so they stopped at every Home Depot between Houston and Waco and bought 1 gallon cans of paint. That's all they could get their hands on. I bet they threw 121 empty 1 gallon cans in that dumpster out there. We've got the ceiling painting. We've got the crew coming back to do touch-up. This week, they start on the district courtroom floor. We've picked out the carpet for the balcony and the DA's office. Next week, those carpets, again, depending on availability of materials, should start going in. Once that goes in, our goal, all along has been trying to get the DA back in the first week of July, simply because our office is one of the easiest to repair. It just seems the holdup in materials has been a continuing problem for us. I hope it's not going to drag out any more than it has, but it is what it is. So overall, we're making progress. The electricians were here last week. We wired a bunch of the lights. As you can tell, the sound system's back up in this room. Slowly but surely, we're getting back to where we need to be. We continue to have communication with Hillco regarding prices on the property on the west side of the county. There's no finalized details yet. I'll come back to you, gentlemen, when we have something on that. We will have today's agenda, 2 of the buildings. The third building will be the folks down here at Covington Street. We're waiting on some final bidding prices on it, but I think we have a final design in mind, just waiting on the architects on those matters. Last but not least, I have taken a couple of different bids for the Franklin Street Annex. We need to seal up that front that's in front of the current tax office. I have one bid for $30,000. I have one bid for $9,000 and an additional $2,200 for the door. I'm going to have to take some action on that pretty quick. That rainy stuff, got water inside after that new floor in there. We can't be having that. I don't want to spend any money on that building whatsoever, but I'm stuck making some tough decisions here. We have to preserve what we've got. And so we're going to have to finish the front of that building. And I will bring that to you, gentlemen, at the next commissioner's court of what we're going to do. That's the general run of things at the moment. We're staying fairly busy around here, and we've got a lot of folks helping us, and I appreciate it. But I think it's going to be a long summer. After today, I'm going to go take a little vacation this week. So if you need me, I won't be around. Cell phone or call Susan or Tom, whatever. Just I'll be out of pocket for a day or two. Other than that, that's what I know. So let's move along into open forum this morning. Is there anybody here for open forum? Something that you'd like to talk to the court about that's not on our agenda? This is your opportunity to address this. If you would, keep your comments to about 3 minutes in duration or so. And as we respect you, please show respect to the court. Anybody here for Commissioner's Court open forum? I thought I'd have a taker. Come on, Susan, what do you got?
We did get a preliminary check on our contents. It was like 260,000. So I don't know, I wanted to go over with the IT stuff with Philip on that.
It seems a little low from what the email I was sent. So
well, they're going, they look up things and try to,
yeah, replacement price and then actual cash price. So we get the advantage of actual cash price as they put it, and the depreciation. Depreciation doesn't help me. So
anyway, but I did the nickel storage. I don't know, our cost data was like at least 40,000.
Yeah.
So anyway, I bet I need some help.
Did you say 1,200?
Yeah, that's what they put it at.
Or 2,500, I don't know.
It was dirt road.
We dug up some of our original cost invoices to compare it to. So I was just going to go through some of those. Of course, we call it something, and we called it something different. And,
I'm coming up to see you.
Thank you.
it's good.
Thank you.
And they're still working on, I guess, an estimate for what they think they're going to pay us for repairs or what have you. That they're going to do with that.
Okay. Well, thank you for that update. I do appreciate that, Susan. Thank you very much. Anybody else for open forum?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Since this is the insured damage,
Yes, sir.
if they're coming in that low, we want to reach out to the state, and because we declared that as a disaster.
Correct. And Susan had us go ahead and file that paperwork for that disaster. So we still have all that open and we can make modifications. If they don't come up on their numbers significantly, like we talked about months ago, anything they don't cover, we can get covered by FEMA, we believe. So, but that information came up to me Friday, not last Friday, Friday before, when Philip had scheduled time off last week. And so we haven't had a chance to really go over it yet. We'll get through it, but thank you very much for that. And we'll bring in touch with you on it. So, you sure you came all the way to see us? You don't want to say anything?
No, I'm listening.
You listening? Okay, well, that's good. Are you here for class credit or something?
No, we're listening to Riverside.
Oh, wonderful. Good deal. All right. Well, that'll be on the agenda shortly. Anybody else for open forum today? If not, we're going to move along then. So let's move along to our consent agenda. We have action on minutes of June 8th, action on invoices of June 22nd, payroll of June 18th, and action on monthly report and revenue for disbursement. I have reviewed the payroll, the invoices, and the minute payroll invoices in minutes, and I have no objections. Is there a motion? Motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Is there any additions, deletions, or changes to said consent agenda? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstention? Anybody just kind of on the fence about it? Nope. All right, good. Motion carries. And last but not least, I just started keeping them all together instead of taking them separate because Nicole was jumping on me about losing me. So she's mean to me sometimes. You can do something about that.
Compton's not here to fuss at me if I ride on his side.
There you go. That'll work. Spread out of here. All right, number one, court orders, approval of payroll wage changes as we do each time we meet, or each regular meeting, we go through all those folks that are came and gone through the county. We have Mr. Chris Gonzalez is moving on to greener pastures. Mr. Hunter Eaton is replacing him as a new hire down at the sheriff's office. We have Anne Marie Doty, step raise to full lieutenant pay. She is doing an excellent job for us down there. And I'm really glad you guys are recognizing that. Wow, that's great. Good deal. That's somebody's known us a long time and really moved up over the years. You guys' education program is paying off. We have Laurie Miles. It's deputy treasurer. They're going to apparently raise her two-step merit raise within no budget amendment needed is what she's saying. Okay. Brenda Gersh is tendering her resignation. She's retiring, so best of luck to her in the future. Those are the payroll and wage changes for the 22nd day of June, 2021.
Motion approved.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Oh, I was wondering about that for a second. Okay. Any, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion shall carry. There you go, ma'am. Thank you. All right, moving to number two. Do we have any salvage surplus property today? I don't think I have anything on here. Just to give you an update, I'm not going to ask you to take any action on today because I didn't prepare an order. I did an inventory yesterday down at the Covington Street. There's still approximately 40, 45 filing cabinets left down there. I need to get with Nicole. There's two of those large, I don't know how to describe these things. They're tables with angled tops like they have in the back office and the clerk's office. They're those big old tomes. I'm told they're not going to go down to the, they're not going to go to the new building, support services building. If they're not, I know what those things cost to buy. So I know they have value that we're going to have to sell them. I'm just not certain how to market them and who to market them to. So, and there's one stand-up rack that holds tomes. It's rather poor condition, but somebody may be interested. So there's a little bit of odds and ends left down there that we're still going through, trying to clean that out. And we'll come to you guys with more when we've got it. So
Chairs left down
there's a couple. There's that old chair, that was state of Texas chair that's maroon, that's wore out, that was behind this bench when I got here 15 years ago. And it's just as uncomfortable today as the day we put it in storage. That chair is a torture device. Speaking of chairs, for all of you that sit in my office, yes, I have ordered new chairs to replace the black ones that are about to drop somebody on the floor. So that makes y'all feel better. I didn't make them any more comfortable. I love you all, but I don't want to talk to you all day. So that being said, we're going to move along. Skip number 3, because since there's no action on number 2, there will be no action on selling it. Number 4 is discussion and or action regarding appointment of a designee for the purpose of denying access to county computer databases under Texas Government Code Section 2054.5191 to those employees who have failed to complete a cybersecurity training program certified under Texas Government Code Section 2054.519. The necessity for this is a change in the 86 legislature made it where every year from now on, we will have to sit down and each person that touches a county computer will have to take that really lovely computer cybersecurity training. I know it's a pain, but we are required to take it. The carrot is you take it. The stick is if you don't, you're not eligible for grant funds. So that means if I'm not eligible for grant funds, the county loses millions of dollars in revenue. That's not going to cut it. So how you get around that by statute is those people that haven't taken it by a certain deadline, they get kicked off the county computer system. They get their access denied. I'm glad to report to you that 100% as of June 14th of this year of county employees were compliant with that particular statute. So we thank you all. I had to hustle a couple of folks and I won't mention their names, but I do appreciate them getting it done in time. Thank you very much for staying on top of it and helping me out. That being said, upon review of the statute though, in order to deal with this in future dates, this court must appoint its designee as to who is going to cut somebody off the computer system if they fail to comply with that. Yeah, that's who it's going to be. But we have to take official action to do it. I can't cut somebody off the computer system. I don't have a motion. Yeah. Motion to second to appoint our IT director as of course designee. Yeah. You don't have to do anybody this year. That's good. It's kind of a job with no pay and no fun. So yeah. All right. So I have a motion and a second to appoint Phil Cantrell, Hill County IT director, as a courts designee pursuant to Government Code 2054.5191. Is there
I made a motion. A second.
is all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Motion shall carry. Number 5, discuss and/or action on variance in favor of Vanessa Waldy regarding encroachments on Hillsborough Street and Milford Street in the town of Brandon. Gentlemen, we find weird things from time to time we have to deal with. There are some towns in Hill County that were never incorporated, or for whatever reason they unincorporated, and it makes it weird as to who has control over streets that were never built but were platted. So what we're finding is that we have some authority in these particular towns. Remember when we closed that street in the town of Byram a couple years ago? We've done some similar things, and under that, we have a variance request. This variance request, Mr. Holmes has prepared for us and brought to us, and it basically gives this lady, this very nice lady, a variance so that she might sell her property. They claim that a portion of her garage sits in Hillsborough Street, but if you look at the map, I don't see the original plat. I understand even that part of Hillsborough Street doesn't exist.
Way I look at it, and I tried to print the map out for y'all, but the way I look at it, Hillsborough Street intersects with what should have been Milford Street and doesn't go any further west than that. So I don't think that driveway is sitting in any kind of public road. With regard to the 8 feet of the single wide that's sitting there, that Milford Street, I don't believe was ever actually created pursuant to the plat. Nowadays, Hillsborough Street makes a 90-degree and keeps on going to a 22. That should have been Milford Street. I guess it's always been called.
Okay.
This area.
Yes, sir. That's it there. So this is where they're talking about. If you take your map and you put it on there, there's that trailer house. They're saying there's a road there, and that poor lady's end of her trailer is out there, but it's been there many years, and there's obviously no road there, and it's not there on the map either. So, but it's a holdup for them. She's asking for variance from our subdivision rules and believes that this will get the job done to get the house sold. So I'm in favor of it personally. Motion and a second to approve variance for Miss Vanessa Waldy for real property located in Brandon, Texas. Any further discussion on this? If not, thank you for bringing it to our attention and getting it drafted up. I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. There you go, sir. All right. Next order of business, discussion and/or action on interlocal cooperation agreement between Hill County and the city of Waco, Texas, for the use of the city of Waco's 800 megahertz trunk voice radio system. During the unfortunate recent shooting that we found ourselves involved in with our constable and our chief deputy and some of our other officers, we found that we have an issue trying to talk to some other folks. And one of the ways to help is this interlocal agreement, whereas we will get access to their 800 megahertz trunk radio system, which is different than ours. So what we're looking at right now is a payment. Hill County will pay the city of Waco $25 per month for radio for each user each day, and for each day-to-day user, and $5 a month for each interoperability user that is operated in Waco's system. How many people are we going to put on it? 1. That's what I thought the number was. That's it. And so is that going to be under the interoperability or the day-to-day user?
I believe it should fall under the interoperability.
I know I'm having over $20, but I'll have it over $20.
They're gonna do whatever they're gonna do.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay, well, that gives us the opportunity to talk to our neighbors to the south in time of need. I think it's an important thing that we need to do to make sure that we have interoperability and communications with our neighbors, so I'm in favor of this.
We will add that channel when we do the dispatch upgrade, when we have the people here that do the programming.
Oh, good.
So we're trying to make all this happen.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to enter into an interlocal agreement with the city of Waco in regards to 800 megahertz trunk voice radio system, sorry. Any further commentary?
We've never been able to talk.
I've never heard of it. McLennan County SO I can hear, but not Waco.
Well, this does include the SO, well, their name will be in
Oh, that's right. They went to that 2 years, couple years
This
ago.
will be city of Waco plus McLean County Sheriff's Office. We've already got an MOU with Johnson. So we will be adding those in as well when we do all.
Good deal. All right. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Here's the interoperability agreement signed, sealed, and delivered. Number 7, discussion approved preliminary plat for Riverside Acres. Gentlemen, this is a subdivision going in on the river down at Aquila, Texas. I have a copy of the plat. It has been through our plat review committee. Our Jesse Joe Ensign, County Surveyor, has given it his blessing, and it is my recommendation to this court to approve the preliminary plat on behalf of Mr. Crumpton, who's in favor of as well for Riverside Acres. There you go. Am I going to make all the motions today? Come on. What did y'all do this to Crumpton last week? Did he break y'all this? Terrible, terrible. All right. So we have a motion and a second to approve preliminary plat for Riverside Acres. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
How many lots are there?
Well, quite a few. Yeah, that's Tommy Rose and Gary Owens. Would you like to talk about it? You came all this way. There you go. So anyway, they've been building this for some time. Apparently approached us after they got some of it laid out. But what you're looking at here is there's a total of 13 lots along the river. And then there's a total of 18. There's, depending on how you look at it, there's a total of 18 or 19 lots. There's one real big section that they're not splitting up at the moment. But this is along the Brazos. If you go down the interstate to 1304 at Abbott and take 1304 to the west and keep going across 933, across Creek Bottom, across 933, back to Latham Springs. And then you go where 933 and 2114, I'm sorry, 1304 and 2114 meet. And where 2114 dives off the river, keep going south on 1304, it dead ends down there and River Road. And they're on the right-hand side of the road down there. So. Yes, so that was our agreement. So we're happy with it. It's a good deal. All right, preliminary plat it is. Anything further? If not, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Yeah, they will. It's pretty down there. And they got some pretty neighbors too. Sure. Yeah.
There originally in the plans, rather than runway, the street down the middle. Is that something that we need to cover you guys again, or is that just something that?
A runway?
You're talking about that one, the big lot down the middle? Yeah, you know, if you guys going to subdivide it in less than 10-acre tracts, yeah, it's got to come back to us.
Okay.
If you do it over 10 acres, we don't have any authority. You don't have to worry about us. So
Okay.
there's 10-acre rule.
Okay.
All right, so let me sign both of these while we're at it. I'm just gonna spread out on you this time. How's that? There you go. All right, cool. There we go. Number 8, discuss and approve bonds. We have bonds today. I have one, and that is for Sophia Garcia with the Hill County 66 Judicial Division Supervision Corrections.
Make a motion to approve bonds.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Bonds are approved. Discuss and or approve a copy of lease machine renewal for Engine Healthcare. Ms. April Cook, what do you have for us this morning?
It's strictly full lease renewal, it's for 5 years. It's just a lot of my
I saw that. I think everybody's in favor of that. You're awesome. Good deal. All right, thank you. We have a motion and a second to approve a copy or lease agreement renewal for Engine Healthcare. Any further discussion? If not, thanks for shopping and getting the best deal. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion shall carry. Number 10, discuss and approve a policy for road construction donations. Gentlemen, we're getting a number of people moving in the county that wish to donate for road construction. I'm very appreciative of that. I think that's a wonderful thing that people want to help the community out. However, we need to start adopting a policy on how to deal with those. And this is a 1-page attempt or 2-page attempt at it, and it can be added to later. But here's the basics. First, we quote the code, which is Texas Transportation Code 251019, which is Hill County may accept donations of labor, money, or other property to aid in the building or maintaining of roads, culverts, or bridges in the county. 2, a county that accepts donations under this section must execute a release of liability in favor of the entity donating the money or other property. What that means is when we take a $10,000 check from somebody, we have to give them a release of liability that they're not going to be held liable if someone wrecks on the road at a later date for their contribution of 10 grand. We haven't been doing that, and we need to do that. So in our orders going forward on these things, we need to include that release of liability individually. Number 3 has 3 parts, and that's the procedure to accept donations under this policy as follows. And gentlemen, this is just our best stab at things. I'm not saying this can't be changed or corrected or modified. But A, checks, money, and other funds will be deposited in the Hill County General Fund bank account under the precinct name and credited to XXX 370020, which is contributions. The XXX represents either the 201, the 201, the 202, the 203, or the 204 fund, as appropriate for the precinct. B, a list of contributors, type of donation, amounts donated, road designated for repair, and precinct in which said road is located will be presented to the next Commissioner's Court for action. So if you get a check, and great, now the next Commissioner's Court following receival of that check, you need to put it in with that information so we can give it to our auditors, give it to our financial people, and we can keep track of it. 3, if the project is not completed by September 30th following the donors should be contacted to see if they want their respective contributions to carry forward to the next budget year. If the donation is carried forward, the commissioners of the precinct shall give a percentage of completion report to the court and auditor representing work completed on the project. What we're attempting to do here is simply keep up with what we've got, because we had 1 a year, 2 a year, not a problem. But when you've got 5 to 15 people, suddenly we want to have some more accountability for that and know what's going on. That really pertains to one particular specifically, but you've had to happen for you, all of you at one time or another have had something donated. And then last but not least, this policy under 4 is the Hill County Commissioners Court shall be effective immediately upon adoption by the court and shall remain in full force and effect until amended or repealed by a majority vote of the Commissioners Court. That is the policy. It's a one-pager right now. As everything we do, it'll get added to in time, but I just need to have something on the books to give us a basic understanding of how to address these. Okay. We have a motion and a second to approve the aforementioned policy on donations for road construction of the Hill County Commissioners Court. Any further discussion on it? Anything I missed that you think I need to add to it? I'm sure you'll come up with it. All right, I'll call the question, and all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Well, that brings us to 11 and 12, 2 separate items, but 11 is donation of a check for chip sealing road in precinct 2, and that is from Royce and Stacy Zatopek in the amount of $8,000. What is it? Zatopek, thank you, for $8,000. And we'll have to prepare an order that goes along with this that again releases the liability to these individuals for that $8,000. That's number 1. That's number 11, I'm sorry. No, it doesn't say what road. Hang on a second.
He's in the truck.
Yeah, you know, that's it. He's getting called right now. It's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. All right, there's Crumpton.
Scotty thinks that if the commissioner would use that money, it should be divided with the rest of us.
I don't think I did that.
No, that's too close. Hey, real quick, I'm in the middle of court, need some information from you. The Zytopex, which road is a donation for the Zytopex going to? I need it. I need that information quick as you can. And what's the one for the Vonics, Ray and Debbie Vonick, what road? HCR 2232. All right. Text me back. Will you look at it and text me back, will you? We just adopted a policy. I got to have the road number before I can accept the donation. Call me back in just a minute. Thank you, sir. All right. All right, so we're going to take action on number 12 and not number 11 at this time. We'll come back to that if he calls us back. So number 12, it conforms with our policy. It has a road number. That'd be a approval of a donation check for chip sealing a road precinct 2, specifically Hill County Road 2232, and that would be from Ray and Debbie Vonick, an amount of $10,000.
Make a motion to approve that.
We have a motion and a second to approve item number 12 on our agenda. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. I'm just going to sit this over here to the end of our agenda. If he texts or calls back, we'll take care of it. If not, he'll just have to wait till next week. So, apparently I shuffled, this is the order for approving the bonds. Forgive me, I shuffled it when I was looking at it. Number 13, gentlemen, I'm coming to you and asking for $6,950, basically just south of $7,000 bucks. I need another drone. And you say, Justin, you got 2 drones. Well, the problem is I don't have 2 drones anymore. The DJI drone that we bought 8 years ago was kind of really, I don't know, it just a paradigm shift for us in the way we've done business. It gave us techniques and capabilities we've never had, everything from life-saving, literally dropping a life vest to a drowning person with that drone, to chasing down criminals and people that are fleeing. It's been a great, great tool. It has kept our officers out of danger. It's been wonderful, but like everything electronic, there's an end of life, and it's at end of life. It's done. It's gone. I can't continuously pour money into it because there's no return. The original drone we paid $15,000 for, another $10,000 for this infrared camera. I can get the new drone with better technology, longer flying time, better avionics to it. The infrared camera and the HD camera both mount on the same drone for less than $7,000. So as technology's come along, it's got, you know, it's gotten better. It's gotten a little cheaper. The good news is we can get a better drone. The bad news is I can't get you anything for the old drone at this point. We're going to continue our efforts to try to market that old drone if somebody needs it for parts. There's just no market for those DJIs. DJI was a Chinese company. Several years after we bought this drone, the United States government said, hey, no grant funds can be used. Federal grant funds can't be used to buy any of this equipment from DJI. So it's basically killed the market for it. So we're holding on to it. It's not, you know, we're not going to throw it in the trash bin, but we don't have a reasonable way to use it because we're going to have to buy new batteries for it. Oh, you can't buy them anymore. All right. So you have to build your own batteries. And at some point that becomes a liability for us. I don't want to get into. Just to tell you how often we're using this, Tom has been called out every night since Friday night. Why do I need a second drone if Tom has one? Because I can't have Tom out every night since Friday night, all hours of the day and night. He's, hold on just a second. Hey, Commissioner, what you got? 2306. Thanks, Larry. Appreciate you. Bye-bye. So what we had when we had the second drone, the DJI, we had a member of the sheriff's office that had it. And that gave 2 people. And, you know, we're getting called out. People are ditching on the interstate. We put the drone up. It's cheaper than McLennan County, who operates a helicopter for this. We're, you know, assisting other agencies in Hill County, Hillsborough. We've assisted agencies outside of Hill County. Everything from fires to get a better scene for the incident commander on a fire, to chasing bad guys that try to hide in the grass, hide in the mud, and we throw the thermal on. It's been a great tool to let us know and some intelligence about what's going on around us while we're doing our jobs. But I've got to replace that DJI drone, and I think this is the time to do it right now.
I'm making a motion.
So this will give us 3 drones.
No, sir. Well, technically, but one of them don't work no more. So give us. Yes, sir. This will replace the DJI drone, and then there'll be the what's the name of the one you've got now? The Matrice. We got the Matrice 210 and the DJI. The DJI no longer is operable, and this is going to replace it in service.
So currently one of them is stationed at the sheriff's office.
No, sir. Currently, the only one we have is in the back of his car. We're going to station one of them with the sheriff's office as a goal. Yes, sir. Correct. Yes, sir. That's what's going to happen. Is we're going to put one with Tom and one with the sheriff's office so that they can kind of switch off so Tom's not up every night of the week running this thing. So
Tom's not as young as you used to be.
no, he's getting old. So.
Thank you for
Yes, ma'am. What are we going to pay from it?
Yes, we're actually at 3 drones on insurance. The sheriff had a small little inside.
That was bought by the last chief deputy, so I'm not going to blame him for it. I don't know anything about that one. I've never seen it.
It exists. I've seen it one time. I've never seen it a lot. But we have a very small one.
Okay.
Originally, I think it was one used indoors, like inside of a big structure.
So it's basically to search the inside of a building and make sure no bad guys are waiting around the corner.
It's able to fly outside. It's just, yeah, I saw that.
No infrared camera or anything like that? No.
That's 4K.
Okay, so it's more like the hobbyist drone like I have in my house. Okay. All right. So yes, ma'am, thank you for the clarification. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the issue? If not, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. All right, number 14, discussion and action to solicit bids for construction of the county court at law court. Oh, you're right, I should go back to that. I was thinking about just skipping it for a second, but you're right. Let's go back up to number 11. What road did he say?
22.
Yeah. Call him back in a second.
Lauren said I was able to get low.
Yeah. I got vacation on the mind, Tom, sorry. All right, so number 11 is discussion to approve $8,000 donation from Royce and Stacy Zidapek for road construction, Hill County Precinct 2, specifically Hill County Road 2306. And this will be used for chip sealing that particular road. 2306, 2206. 2306 is what I got. 2306. What I wrote down is 2306.
Well, maybe, well, yeah, yes, it is. It's on the south.
Because if it's 20,
Yeah.
they're
I know
not
where they
doing it
live.
2206.
I know where they live.
Okay,
Yeah, I guess it is.
that's 2206. It's gonna need a lot more chips to help it. So, all right, motion, second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. There is the order, gentlemen, for that. Now moving along to number 14. Thank you, Mr. Montgomery. Discuss under action to solicit bids for construction of the county court at law courtroom in the courthouse. As you know, we are expanding in Hill County. If you listen to the Monday morning meetings, Mrs. McClendon, who's on there with us today, I see, let you know about the number of new addresses in the incorporated area of the county. We're going to have to make more room. One thing that made clear in this last year's pandemic is we are on top of each other around here. So as we move forward with our construction processes, both moving AgriLife extension out to the fairgrounds, revamping the Covington Street, doing away with Franklin Street, and the offices are pretty much complete at this point, with the exception from Selving at Support Services Center. We need to spread some. One of those things is we're not going to put the tax office back in here. It's been, I've not had anybody, of course, other than tax office ladies who weren't real happy about it. I give them that, that's fair. But everybody in public has been so grateful that they don't have to try to find a place around this courthouse to park and then walk up here. It's been great for our security posture because we don't have near the number of people coming in and out, especially when this building's a construction zone. So in order to try to free up room, this courtroom is used by us, which we'll fill it up when we get out of things. This courtroom is used by myself, the probate court, or used by the county court, used by the county court of law, used by the JP precinct 2. And lately, it's had to be used by the district judge as well. We need a third courtroom in this courthouse. And I propose that we go over to the tax office. We've talked about this with Martin for some time. We've got the plans for it. And go in the back, create the courtroom in the back part of the old tax office, and then offices for the judge, his secretary, and the court reporter in the front part of the office. We've had those plans on my desk in there. We've got the finalized what they've had. Judge Crane has his input to it. And so we're at a point where we need to start getting out for bid, because before I can do anything to Covington Street, that has to be done so I can move Judge Crane back over here, because I have to tear out that office he's in. So this is all juggling balls in the air right now. You're going to have to do this to do that. Your thoughts? Okay, motion and second, solicit bids for building a county court of law courtroom in the Hill County Courthouse.
And there's going to be an agreement in place to share the court.
Yeah.
We're not. Gonna
He'll make it. He'll make his court work. I'm sure. I'm sure he'll figure out how to manage his docket appropriately. So, all right. So we're good there. And all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Number 15, discussion action to solicit bids for construction of a building to house the Hill County AgriLife Extension Service. We have the finalized plans for this building, but yesterday afternoon I got a message from the architects that they're thinking I can't understand that message. Is they're 1 month out from having a bid package, or are they 2 weeks out from having a bid package?
2 weeks.
So do we go ahead and solicit bids without putting the dates up at this time?
That's what I would suggest.
Okay, so yeah, that's why I still have to have the dates for the last one as well. I mean, that's where we're at. I've got the solicitation for bid. I need to know when we're going to return these things, when they're going to go out. I was anticipating, matter of fact, we didn't have this discussion. Forgive me, I jumped over it. Let me go to my calendar real quick. So, where's the calendar at? Right there.
So we don't have a date. We don't have a date set when they're gonna.
So I was anticipating that we would have bid packet go out this next week for the courtroom, and that we would have those bid packets returned to us the 23rd of July. It's a Friday. That's almost 30 days. And then we can take action as early as the 27th of July, which is the fourth Tuesday of that month on that particular. Now, that's with the courtroom. But with the extension service building, that's a little more in-depth. It's a little more detailed. And I don't have that bid packet yet, so I can't tell you what dates. If it's really just 2 weeks until they send a bid packet to me, I can tell you, well, all right, add 2 weeks to that schedule. But I don't know that that's accurate at all.
We need to wait till we get the bid back.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Bid on something we don't know what they're looking at.
I agree. I agree. Like I said, we put it on there because last Friday, when we put the agenda together at noon, we were told that, hey, it's good to go but then they came back and said, no, the bid packets won't be ready yet.
Can you separate those out and I'll make the motion on one to put it out and the other one?
Well, yeah, the county courtroom, you guys just, the county court of law courtroom, you guys just made a motion. Yeah. So you guys are good to go on it. And I anticipate, again, the bid packet going out next week, Monday or Tuesday, and then having the replies in by the 22nd day of July. You getting all this, Anthony? See you back here for this. All right, there you go. The 22nd of July, and possibly take action. We'll open, so we'll have bids come in at 2 o'clock on the 22nd of July, open bids at 2:15. We usually wait 15 minutes after the deadline. That way everybody's there, open the bids, and then we can collate the bids for Commissioners Court packets that go out over the weekend, review them. And then if we feel comfortable, take action on that Tuesday. Or as you all know, that following week will be budget meetings. So we'll get to meet every stinking day and we can take action in it. So you have choices. Yeah, end of July. So that's what we're looking at.
On the agri, can we go ahead and go out for bids and whenever we get the information, put them out, or do we have to have a date?
I think we should have a date on it. I really do. I think it'd be best that, I don't want to confuse people with what we've got going on. So well, next time we meet, if they're accurate in what they told us, but the next time we meet, we'll take action on 14 or 15, forgive me. So, all right, no action on 15. That leaves us what everybody's been looking forward to: discuss and or approve fiscal year 2020 audit prepared by Mr. Wayne Byer and Company. Mr. Byer, how are you today, sir? Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Everybody has a copy of the report. Insert one page. Report first. And after the turn pages 1 and 2 of the report, I think before I get started, is extremely efficient staff. Probably all audit I've ever done. I don't know what's, I've been doing it for 44 years. That's probably the most stuff that I've got.
Wonderful.
So you can be very proud of that.
Thank you.
Pages 1 and 2, that was very unsolicited. Page 1 and 2, there are opinion letter. The primary purpose of performing an audit is expressing an opinion on financial. And if you look on page 1, where it says audit responsibility, in that second sentence there, that first audit responsibility, first paragraph, second sentence, we conducted our audit in accordance with auditing standards generally accepted in the United States of America, and the standards applicable to financial audits contained in government auditing standards issued by the Comptroller General of the United States. And what that means we basically did 2 separate audits. We did a regular audit of just a regular financial statement. And we also did a single audit of the grant. We'll get to that in a little bit. These standards, every auditing firm, every CPA firm in the country has the same set of standards we have to follow uniform throughout the United States. I will also say that those governmental auditing standards are issued by the federal government. And the regular auditing standards are issued by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants with blessing from the federal government. So, anyhow, this is what we call an unmodified opinion, and both grants on the regular audit. There's basically 4 types of opinions that we give. Unmodified opinion is the type of opinion, nothing came to our attention. Cost qualified or provide all the information we asked to have. Okay, and then next, well, let's just turn over to page number 15 of the report. On page 15 of the report, it's kind of a bird's eye view of everything that transpired in the county last year. The first column here, that's the general fund. If you look toward the bottom, about 3 lines to the bottom, you see the general fund increase, the fund balance increased by $783,000. That second column is the road bridge fund. That's how you combine road bridge fund with the animal fund. It increased by $253,000. Your ending fund balance is $8 million in the general fund. And in the road and bridge funds combined altogether, your ending fund balance is $1.9 million. And if you compare your ending fund balance in the general fund, $8 million to expenditures last year, which is about 6. And first time, about 8 or 9 lines up to $16,991,000. You have about 50% coverage of that amount. And then that second column, your road and bridge fund of $1.9 million compared to $9,500, you have about, what's about a little bit over 20% coverage. Turning to pages 17 and 18, this is your general fund again, in more detail. At the top of page 17, your general revenues. There's 4 columns on both either page. That first column is your original budget as adopted. Second column is your final amended budget. The third column is your actual income expenses, and that last column is your budget variance. And that last column, that budget variance column, that number has brackets, it's an unfavorable variance. If it doesn't have brackets, it's a favorable variance. So overall, in your revenues, you had a favorable variance of $252,000. The total revenue intake was $15,078,000. And your budget, your final budget was $14,826,000. And then below that, down to the top of page 18 are your expenditures broken down into departments. And I think there's only like 2 departments that had were over budget. 911 dispatch was, and health and safety was over budget. All the rest, including the sheriff's office, sheriff and jail. I'll look at those because they're the ones that usually over budget. Jail are under budget. And this, I just want to say also that, one of the ways you build up equity in county government is like adopting a reasonable budget or reasonable balanced budget and then keep their expenditures within reason under the budget amount. Don't have any budget over. You do that, over time you will have equity built up. And I'm asked at times, what is too much equity? And I say,
Okay.
I've seen huge equity disappear overnight. Something happens, something catastrophe, whatever. It's gone overnight.
We have a considerable amount of equity, but due to our construction process, as you may have heard earlier in the report, we're going to do some one-time capital expenditures out of that equity over the next year is what our hope is, without incurring any additional debt.
Okay, and we're going to page 38 is the debt. Here. Top of the page. First column is the beginning of your debt. You have addition deduction. The fourth column is the end of your debt. You have different kinds of debt. You have bonds, which are certificates of obligation, which people would normally consider to be debt. That's at the end of the year is almost $2.6 million. You have underneath it, you have capital leases, and at the end of the year, you have almost $4.2 million. You have quite a bit added during the year, $3.1 million added last year. You have compensated absences, which is your vacation pay. That's your accrued but untaken vacation pay at the end of the year. You have the next one is called OPEB liability. And that's your, people at risk, the people that leave the county, retire from the county, benefits that they receive. That's all calculated by actuaries, calculated every month. You have net pension liability. I think you have two actually both have liability. And then the total combined $720,000. You have net pension liability, that's your TDCRS plan. Gabby 68, yeah. And in the year you get $931,000. $31,000 every year. Interestingly, on that one, if you looked at the beginning of the year, it was $3 million, and it increased down to $931,000. What happened was, not this year before, that plan lost a lot of money for investments before.
Really?
I actually had a commissioner, who's like retired CPA, he looked into it. And they lost a lot of money. Last year, they gained, this particular plan gained about $3 million. So that's your debt. Speaking of debt pension liability, $931,000, I'll show you talking about. If you look over on page number 47, you will see that at the very top, the right-hand column, that 3 lines down, you see that $931,000 figure. That's made up of total pension liability, total amount owed from the TDCRS plan for the county is $28 million. Your amount of money, your cash and cash equivalents and investments in that plan, $27,441,000. So that's how you get the $931,000. You go on to that fourth line, you're 96.69% plan.
My understanding, that's a pretty decent place to be. Is that correct or no, as a percentage of the funding of the plan?
Yes, actually, the average is on 85%.
Okay,
You go to the right hand top, and left hand top, this is what it was last.
88%.
And I'll show you, if you go to page 53, I just want to show you the investment. This gets on page 53, this is your TDCRS plan. And that second column is the fiduciary invested initiative. If you go down to almost the bottom, you see net invested income, $3.8 million. And that plan, $3.8 million. Interestingly, if you're interested in this sort of stuff, you go to that first column and go up about 4 or 5 lines, your interest on your liability is $2.1 million. So you earn more than the interest that's on your amount due to the that's what your net pension liability is. Okay, just a couple other things here. On page number, on page number 100, this is page 100, or this is the breakdown of your kind of go along with the more precinct, talk about any of them, either the precinct. You can put your way to the bottom of those columns, that's what your any equity is in those precincts. And then you have the amount of workflows also, then you have your general. That's what you look like at the end of the year. For your precincts. Okay. And then, starting on page 106, on your other fund, these are what we call non-major funds. My curiosity is you have page 109, in the first column.
Yes. She unfortunately inherited the job last year.
Well, that's your, this is the Indian healthcare fund. This, you can see that at the end of the year, look at the very bottom of the equity is $643,000. And that's after transferring about $500,000.
She's doing an incredible job of managing those funds.
Yeah, you rarely see transfer on, usually it's transferred in those funds. So I just wanted to point that out.
Mrs. Cook has done a very good job making sure we obey by the rules and her clients obey by the rules as well. So we're very appreciative of that.
Okay, and then on page 111, I talked about it being a single line. On page 111 is a listing of all your grants. And what causes a single audit is your grant expenditures exceed $750,000.
We
You
meant,
look at the federal grants and you also look at the state grants, they're separate. Now, your state grants are under $750,000, your federal grants were $4.7 million. So, and you had two major grants last year. And your major grants defined as being over $750,000, which manage that. So if you look at the middle of that page, you have coronavirus relief fund, CRF grant, was $1,113,000 expenditures last year. And then you have below that, you have your disaster grant, $3.358 million. Those are two major grants. And what we have to do is a separate audit. This is really not much audit that is normally performed. This is more of a control. You look at controls, and you find out what the controls are in these grants, and you have to determine whether these controls are good control. Once you determine whether they're good controls, then you have to test the controls. Federal grant auditing is all about control. It's like 90%. So we say we did that. And then there's that insert. We had one comment. Sheriff's Department, we were unable to get the resident balance report. I guess that's what you call the inmate report. Does that also include commissary?
yes. Yeah.
We were unable to get the resident balance report, the balance of the bank reconciliation. That's just actually say reconciled bank balance. And we found that the bank statements are not being reconciled locally to the resident balance report.
We became aware of that last year. Obviously, this was a finding on a previous audit you guys have had. So we've since done to mitigate that. The sheriff's office has turned one of their positions into a bookkeeping position and poached one of the auditor's people over there. So hopefully we won't see that again next year.
Good place.
Yeah. Questions from Mr. Byer, gentlemen? Wayne, thank you again. Always a pleasure. Always look forward to it. It's amazing how this thing has grown over the years. Hey, you look at the back of the ones from 2006 fiscal year, 2007, they were a few pages, and now you're over 100 pages. Yeah, the net takeaway here is that we're in good financial position for another year. Our pension is not a liability of any great concern to us. We're in better shape than most. We ended the year with more revenue and less expenditures than we anticipated. I look forward to doing that again this year. Keep up the good streak, guys. All right, that being said, is there a motion and second to approve the audit as?
Make a motion.
Motion, second to approve the audit as presented. Any further discussion on the audit? If not, it's a lot to take in and digest. If you have comments later, please don't hesitate to reach out to Mr. Byer or myself, the auditor. Otherwise, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries. Mr. Crumpton is not here today. Mr. Hawkins.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Who's going to second? Second. Thank you.